Well, thank you very much, Chairman DeFazio, for holding this hearing on utilization and impacts of automated traffic enforcement. Specifically, as you said, we're talking about the use of red light and speed cameras to enforce traffic laws. I can assure you, you can never satisfy our government's appetite for money or land. They always want more, and the last decade has seen a technology boom that has awarded government new ways to take more money from the taxpayer. Already government at all levels are taking about at least about 40% of the average citizen's income, and government will continue to look for new ways to nickel and dime the taxpayer to death. Red light and speed cameras are popping up all over the country. In 2008, 3.1 million in red light camera violations were issued in the city of Knoxville. Knoxville received 1.1 million, while the vendor received 2 million. Redflex, the company that operates the red light cameras in Knoxville, is an Australian company. So most of this revenue is going to foreign markets. Three of the largest photo enforcement vendors declined to testify, but I understand that the witness from the Partnership for Advancing Road Safety, Mr. Kelly, is that's an organization that's funded by the industry, so we will hear from his testimony. Recently, the state of Florida passed legislation allowing the use of red light cameras, and they expect annual revenue generated by these cameras to be $200 million by 2013. These large dollar amounts tell me that this issue is more about raising revenue than making our nation's roads safer. While there have been a variety of studies that tout photo enforcement as a cost-effective way of improving safety, there are other studies that show an increase in vehicles and vehicle crashes after red light cameras were installed. The Washington Post analyzed a District of Columbia database generated from accident reports filed by police. Since the cameras were installed, the analysis shows that the number of crashes at locations with cameras more than doubled from 365 collisions in 1998 to 755 in 2004. Injury and fatal crashes climbed 81% from 144 such wrecks to 262. Another such study conducted by the Virginia Transportation Research Council found a reduction in red light running crashes after red light cameras were installed, but an overall increase in crashes and injuries due to more rear end crashes. Some states and localities may be too quick to install photo enforcement techniques without first exhausting other techniques that can reduce red light running and improve safety. Improving sign visibility, installing advanced warning flashers, and adjusting yellow light intervals can have a positive impact. Numerous studies have found that longer yellow signal timing can reduce the frequency of red light running violations by as much as 50%. While these solutions may not fill government coffers as much as photo enforcement could, we owe it to our taxpayers to explore these engineering improvements that make our roads and highways safer. If these cameras were really about safety, then I think we should let those donate those fines to private charities. I've never forgotten a column written by William Raspberry, a columnist for the Washington Post, a very liberal columnist, who wrote that private charities on average spent 85% of their funds going to the beneficiaries and only 15% going to the cost of administration, while government welfare programs were exactly opposite, spending 85% on their administrative and salary costs and only about 15% going to the beneficiaries. I thank the witnesses for attending this hearing, and I'll look forward to their testimony and then the opportunity to ask some questions.
I thank